Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Hassan Campbell, Wack 100, and Big U. Now, it is no mystery that there's been a lot going on social media between these three, right? One specifically has stayed out of the conversation, and that's Big U. It seems like he didn't want any involvement in what's been going on between Hassan Campbell and Wack 100. But regardless of that, Big U's name has been brought up in this situation all through everybody's videos. A lot of theories out there involving Nipsey Hussle. It's an alleged tape and a lot of things going on, right? Now, we've talked about in other videos the rumor that Wack 100 knows a guy who has a tape of Nipsey Hussle in a precarious situation. You know what I mean? There was a lot of debate about how to classify it, but something that a lot of people probably aren't privy to and wouldn't want to know about Nipsey Hussle. You know, his private life, and really not a big deal when you look at the bigger picture of things, right? Well, Big U's name has been thrown in this as somebody who kind of, had a hand in what took place in Nipsey Hussle losing his life. Now, I'm not saying that Big U had any part in what happened to Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? As far as I know, the guy who shot and killed Nipsey Hussle is in jail right now and is still awaiting trial. And he's a guy by the name of Eric Holder, and he has a street name that I don't even like to say. We'll just consider him Eric Holder, right? Well, it seems like with all the back and forth between Wack 100 and Hassan Campbell and Big U's name being thrown in all this, he said forget this and went on his social media, his IG page, to just talk about this situation and put it to bed as much as he felt like he could. Now, before we play the clips of Big U pretty much going over the situation and the rumors out there, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about Big U clapping back at all the rumors, man. And his name has been drugged through the mud. I'm not going to lie. And it's a weird thing to talk about Big U because, yes, he's in the hip-hop world. He's created some wonderful hip-hop documentaries and things of that nature. And he still has a presence in hip-hop. But at a certain point, this started sounding like a street type of topic, you know what I mean? And I kind of try to stay away from all that stuff, but it's because it's about Nipsey Hussle and his name is thrown in this so much that it's one of the biggest topics going, man. Like all through this week, this is the story that carried, even starting sometime last week, man. This has been one of the biggest stories out there, and Hassan Campbell, Big U, and Wack 100's name has been on everybody's lip. Pause on that, you know what I mean? But to be honest, let's look at the things from Big U's perspective, especially if none of these rumors are true. And that's what he tries to put out there today in the video that he dropped on his social media page. So let's look at this first clip.
I hope y'all Ramadan been going good. Mine's been going good. I had a lot of good things happening in this month, so, I really don't pay attention to none of the nonsense in the smear campaign with no truth to it, and y'all shouldn't either. Y'all should be tired of that by now, but I look for all positive. I got one thing to say. I'm going to say this to y'all. Why do y'all listen to people always talk about Big U? When I never get on here talk about I'm a killer, I'm a thug, I never get on talking about I'm robbing people, beating people up. I don't never get on here doing none of that, talk about how many people I'm going to beat up. Never do that. In fact, I get on here celebrating the fact that I am old. I love being old. I love it. I love to be able to see my grandkids. You know what I mean? That's why I don't respond to none of the stuff, because I'm in Ramadan. I believe in Allah. I believe like everybody else, I made mistakes when I was young. I do enough to retribute that. I do enough to account all I did wrong. And I'm happy. I'm winning.
Okay, now in that very first clip, Big U is talking about the fact that, he celebrates life. He's coming from religious experience, I guess, that's going on right now with him. And, he's putting out positivity as he's saying it, right? And he doesn't like the fact that people are starting to focus on negative with these negative stories. And a lot of the, I should say, fingers that have been pointed at him about some things that he's been accused of doing. Like one of those, I don't even want to skate around. There's been a rumor about Nipsey Hussle's death and Big U's involvement. That is a rumor out there. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying that that rumor is everywhere, and it's being talked about on a lot of different platforms on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So obviously he's caught wind of that, and this was him trying to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And just paint himself in a different light. That whole first part, he's just painting himself in a certain light. He's like, well, I like being old. You know, I'm a grandfather and all that. Like, I enjoy those things. Kind of trying to show the positive aspects of who he is, despite all the rumors out there. Now, I don't know if any of that has anything to do with one thing, because, in the past, we've seen in like the gangster movies, like the community, people in the community always loved him. It's like, oh man, he's a real nice guy, man. You talking about the old guy? But then, behind the scenes, it was something totally different. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with Big U, but I don't know how that, if that really is going to translate over as he thinks it should. Now, let's continue with this last clip before we close this out. And it's rather long, so let's check it out.
So, I don't know why y'all pay every time somebody do some nonsense. You guys need to be smart enough to understand that they clout chasing and they trying to get whatever they get, and let them have it. I say this every time. Every single time. It ain't going to stop. When somebody does something great and other people can see it, there's going to always be other people to come and challenge that. That's a fact. They did it with Jesus. Why they not going to do it with Nip? They did it with all the people before. I'm just an ordinary person. I ain't no celebrity. I ain't no leader. I'm just a dude who came from nowhere to try to hustle and get it hard. I hustle and hustle hard. That's it. Nothing else. But y'all gonna listen to somebody. Stop reposting their stuff. Stop clicking on it and liking it when you know it don't make no sense. I'm gonna give y'all one more thing, because I usually don't post my lives. I'm gonna post this one. When you accuse somebody of something wrong, you take on that burden of that wrong. Know your book, know the Bible, know the Quran, know whatever you look. Because when you falsely accuse somebody of something and you know that it's not true, and you know it's based in nothing, you are transferring bad energy into the earth. So you punish people for that also. Remember that. If you believe in God or a higher power or anything. You know what I mean? So be careful on what going to come back and hit you in your next life. So anyway, I'm continuing to build. I'm going to continue to move forward. And like I said, when y'all say something ignorant or ignorance come out, I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to block my page so y'all have to come follow me to say what you got to say. But anyway, I'm looking for all positive. Positive vibe, man. We got one property down.
Now, to be perfectly honest, a lot of the things that Big U said there were true, Once somebody stands out in a substantial way like a Nipsey Hussle, man, you're always going to have people that come in and that are going to say things negative about that person, man. Once somebody does something great, there's always going to be detractors, right? But it's on the fans and people who are involved in the culture to, look past some of those things. And I think that's why I kind of look over the whole rumor about Nipsey, and I really don't care. I enjoy his music. I like the clothing store. I like his movement and everything he was doing out there. And that's enough for me, man. Now, Big U went on to talk about, how he views things as a religious person, right? And I don't know, maybe that moves some of y'all. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think what Big U was saying here is all facts? And that, some of this stuff is people trying to get attention and nothing more than that? Or do you believe like there might still be some deeper thing out there or something that went down within the Nipsey situation that we're not all seeing, and that Big U might not even have anything to do with or have any knowledge of as well? Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.